top 1, 2, 3 and maybe top 4 decks for Magic. So let's start off with a deck of bicycles. This is the standard deck of bicycles, and these are definitely one of the best cards for Magic, and I will explain why in a moment. Now this is a brand new opened deck, and when you open it then you get these 2 ad cards that look something like this, and also this deck has 2 jokers, which most of you guys have seen. They look something like this, and most magicians, they do not keep the jokers, and the cards, they are standard pips. Now here is why I would prefer these cards. First of all, this is the standard bicycle deck. This is the highest quality deck you can get for a really cheap price. Sometimes if you buy like a brick of bicycle playing cards, then you can get them for a very cheap price. So let me just give the deck few shuffles. They shuffle really good. You're also able to do some fantastic flourishes with these decks, and I am not much of a flourisher, but I am more of a magician when I perform, and these cards, they will last a long time. So the bicycle deck, simply because it's cheap and it handles really super good, and also the Tally-Ho deck, which we are going to open right now. So just like that, and let's open this flap right there on top, the sticker. And let's open the deck, and also once again you get these 2 ad cards. These are the circle back Tally-Ho, and these cards, they will last a little bit longer than the standard bicycle decks which I just showed, and these cards, they are really good for Magic. They are just as good as the bicycle deck, but these cards, they are even better for flourishing, a little bit better, not too much. You get 2 jokers, you get 1 joker which looks like this, and you get 1 joker which is just some bullshit. I mean, this is not really a joker, this is just a card that says that if you have any problems, then you can send out the Ace of Spades and you will get a new deck. So anyways, you get 2 jokers in the deck. Here's how the Ace of Spades it looks like, and the rest of the cards, they are standard. Now, why I prefer to use all these cards for Magic and for performances is simply because all the pips of the deck, they are standard, and everyone on the planet, they have seen these pips somewhere before. So these cards, these pips and these faces, they are common, and then people, they will not be confused about the deck. All these decks, they are good for stuff like double lift and color changes and stuff like this. So the sleight of hand that you can do with these decks, they are excellent. And this deck is indeed really good for performing. This will last a little bit longer than the standard bicycle decks, and these decks are usually more expensive by around $1 or something similar to that. And also the back design of the cards is quite appealing for the eye. So the design is not confusing and it looks really nice indeed. And also let's take a look at the Phoenix deck. And here we have the 2 jokers, which is quite... You get 2 of the same jokers, so you can easily do 3 Carmani or which trick you want. You can also do the French Kiss by Wayne Houghton or whoever created it originally. So it's really good, in my opinion, that you are getting 2 of the same jokers, not like bicycle or Tally-Ho or bees. Also the Ace of Spades is nice and simple. The Ace of Spades on the Tally-Ho cards look a little bit confusing, but on this deck it looks really nice. And also one of my good friends named Anas Lilleø, who lives in Denmark, he told me that these cards, they are 50% bigger. And also the back design is not confusing. The back design is quite appealing to the eyes, and this deck is also really good, and it feels good in the hands just like all the other decks. And the B deck, which is right there, it's a little bit special, which I will indeed talk about in a moment. So these pips, they're supposed to be 50% bigger, or maybe I just have the wrong Phoenix deck. Also, this deck is named Phoenix, if I'm saying the name correctly, which I think I am, and I have seen a lot of magicians use this deck for performing magic, and it looks really good indeed. So it's good for double lifts and controls, it's good for anything you want. So just like that, Queen of Clubs and 10 of Spades, that was okay. There was a little flash, and still this deck is incredibly good for everything you want to do with cards. You can also use it for gambling tricks without problems. And also you get a blank card, which looks, of course, something like that. It's just blank, and we can, for instance, do a trick with the blank card. So just by snapping, then the 6 of diamonds changes to a blank card, just like that. And anyways, let's talk about the last deck of cards, which is the B cards. Now, as I said before, then the B cards are probably the top 4 best cards for Magic. And when I talk about Magic, then I mostly mean gambling stuff. And this is the Camrose B playing cards, and they are casino quality, since this is made from the, what is called again, since it's made from the cambric finish, which is not written on the box. But usually B playing cards, they are made from cambric finish, and they can be used for a lot of stuff. And most of the time magicians, they prefer to use B decks for gambling, because then it's easier to hide, for instance, the second deal, which looks something like that. And the B cards, they are definitely on the top 3 or maybe the top 4 list of the best cards for Magic. And you can use this for a lot of things. And a lot of magicians, they say that the problem with this deck is that when there's a card face down in the center, then it's quite easy to see the card. Even if you fan out the deck, then you can easily see the card which is face down in the center. And of course that is a problem. But if you are doing, you know, normal tricks where you take the 5 of hearts and then you pass it to the top, and then you do, you know, a small double lift, and you know, if you, for instance, palm the 5 of hearts and do something like that, then there are no big issues, in my opinion, with this deck. And you can try it out. It's usually the same price as the standard bicycle or the standard Tally-Ho decks. So yes, that's, whoa, what just happened? So that's what I wanted to say, guys, and this is going to be the ending of this video. Let me click on it once again. If you are not subscribed to this channel, then I'm not forcing this on you, but if you want to, then feel free to do so. And anyways, all these decks, they are really good. These decks, they cost around $3 to $6 on my website, but if you live in the United States, then you can easily get these decks for $2.50 or $3 per deck. And if you live in the United States, then you can also get like a brick of bicycle playing cards for $20 to $40. So that's, you know, quite cheap in my opinion. And yes, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and these are the top 3 or 4 decks for Magic. Now, I know that this video is called Top 3 Decks for Magic, but the B deck is also kinda one of the top 3 or maybe the top 4 decks for Magic. And yes, anyways, thank you for watching. I really hope that you enjoy this, and as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. You will be dropping cards like this, alright? So make sure to do it in your bed or anywhere where you can just pick it up once again. God damn it, let's just use this deck, alright? Everyone loves Illusionist, right? So let's just open this shit, alright? Now,